Anyway, it's a small world, isn't it?
It really is. It really is. And that home that they bought is
really
just wonderful.
Over COVID.
What now?
Australia's been super strict over COVID.
Yeah.
I've read stories about it.
Well, I didn't know that you couldn't even mail anything into the country.
Yeah, me either. How are we looking with COVID, Mike?
I don't know, man. You know, I live in Disney World or make believe. When it comes to COVID, I live in Florida. It's
You live in
wide open down here. It's been wide open down here for about a year. I don't know, man.
But now
you live in DeSantis country.
I'll be honest. I can honestly say I don't even think about it anymore now since I've had it.
Yeah. And
I've had it, and I've had 3 shots.
Yeah. Now your children have not had shots, though, have they, Mike?
No, we didn't do that.
Okay.
We decided we weren't going to do that.
Hey, there is one surreal story that some people will pick up on. You know, China has a zero COVID policy. That means they don't want any person to test positive in China.
The movie has.
And so they, if somebody does test positive, they shut down entire cities and lock them down. And they have done that in Shanghai, China. Have you been to Shanghai?
Oh, I've been there to their airport, you know.
Well, from what I've read,
largest city in China, 25 million people,
there you go.
I think.
Picture this: 25 out. The population of Alabama is 5 million.
Yeah.
Just one city in China has 5 times that population.
That's right.
Well, that city, if you looked at the drone footage of that city today, it looks like there is nobody in Shanghai. The streets are completely empty. They will not let people out of their apartments for anything.
Oh gosh! And
They
how
have
long
to
has
be.
this been
They
going
have to be
on?
delivered. If you're getting food, it has to be delivered to you for 10 days. So they have completely. It's out of like some science fiction movie. Shut down. Well, last night I'm watching a video somebody posted. It's a Chinese man standing on his balcony in Shanghai showing all the other skyscraper apartment complexes.
Yeah, they have a bunch
Well,
of them.
it's empty. People are blinking their lights, but what is eerie about it is you hear all this moaning and crying from people crying out, "Help us, we're starving." It is so loud throughout the city. People are literally screaming.
Right, that is unreal.
I mean, it's got the video is. I'm not making it up.
Yeah, I know it. I know it. That you picked it up on
a site called the Daily Skeptic in England it's a tweet that somebody, and they said, I confirmed it. This is my uncle that lives in China, and then there's been other stories about it. So the people they're running out of food. They're going stir crazy in their apartments, and at night they're not supposed to open their doors and cry out, but they're still doing it. And so you can literally hear the anguish in the air throughout
and
the
this is a 25 million person town called Shanghai.
But you've been,
and it's happening in Shanghai.
Yeah, and this is also going to have ripple effects. We're having shortages of products, and you know a lot of our products come from China. Well, they're not making. I guarantee you, they're not making anything in Shanghai and shipping it anywhere because you can't. You literally, you're locked in. You are in prison in your own apartment in China.
And it's a humane. You know, we talk about humane problems. This has got to be one of the worst.
Well, you talk about totalitarian societies. There's nobody even close to China.
It is scary that people can think that way.
How long ago did COVID officially start? Like 2 years ago, 2.5?
Well, I can date since I've done all this research. The Wuhan outbreak that first got some media attention happened on December 31st, 2019, New Year's Eve, right before the turn into 2020. China reported to the World Health Organization, we have this mysterious virus, this sickness, this effect.
Listen to these numbers. This is from the World Meter coronavirus stats. We used to go on this every day. Thank God we don't do it anymore. But total cases since Bill Rice just gave that date is 500 million.
500 million?
That's amazing.
Cases.
Oh, gosh.
Total deaths in the world, 6,206,000. then total cases in the United States of America were 82,103,000, and then total deaths in America is 1,012,000.
That died from the COVID.
Well, you got to say it's from.
But we don't know how many of those were heart attacks.
Yeah.
Well,
Somebody had COVID. Somebody walked outside. A tree hit them.
Well, it's right. Did they die from COVID or did they die with COVID? So the way they count it is, if you had a positive COVID test 28 days before your death, you get counted as a COVID death. Now, you might have tested positive in the hospital and might have been treated for cancer or something, and probably cancer killed you. Still, it's a large number, but I would say that a lot of those deaths were people that died with COVID, and COVID didn't directly.
Still, the leading cause of death is heart disease, isn't it?
That's good.
You
Heart
would
disease
say,
and
yeah.
Cancer. Heart disease, I think, is the leading cause of death for heart attacks. And
And of course it's bad. All these things that have happened to the people of across the world.
But you apparently can't whip it. I mean, they're talking about some big outbreak of this new variant in England, and there's a surge in new cases in the Northeast. Even with people being triple and quadruple vaccinated, it still goes on.
I mean, the thing is now that it seems like the variant, so everything that comes out now seems like it's weaker. It's not getting stronger from what I've seen. Are some of the new variants supposed to be stronger?
No, you're right. The variants, some of them, what was it, the Omicron might have been the worst one. It affected a lot more people, but it was actually milder, they said.
Oh, yeah. I had fatigue for like 2 days, but I had nothing other than just being tired.
But it did kill some people because it just, so many more people were affected. I was struck by your stats, Mike, that you said there's been 82 million cases in America. These are official cases. Well, I know that there's 330 million Americans, so that's about 1/4 of the country. 25% have officially been cases. I'm surprised. I got no doubt that 80%, 70, 75, 80% of this country has had this virus by now.
Yeah. Okay, let's get back.
How can the numbers be so off though? That's what's so weird to me. Like you look at 500 million cases throughout the world. The United States had 82 million. Then second is India at 43 million people. India has how many people? 4 billion? 3 billion?
Yeah,
Mike and I had this debate about what's the most populated country in the world. India and China are about tied. They both have about 1.3 billion.
Yeah, okay.
So India's population is 2.5 times, 3 times larger than America's, and they've had fewer cases for some reason.
All right,
that's your out there. Let's remember Troy's playing baseball tonight at 6 o'clock against Jacksonville State. Troy just swept La Monroe, so should be a good crowd tonight. Looks like the weather's going to be good.
All right, let me tell you something, Mike. Auburn lands commitment from 4-star safety. All right, the guy that was recruiting him played his high school football right here at Charleston High School. I've mentioned his name so many times, Zacchaeus Etheridge.
But you started calling him Zach.
All right, but I want you to hear this. The top 200 commitment is another testament to Auburn secondary coach Zach Etheridge, who also reeled in multi 4-star defensive back in the 2022 class. Love has the talent to be an All-American, this guy says, and all of these guys,
Zach is a good recruiter.
All these guys can be contributed to a young man who learned to play football right here in Troy, Alabama, is now a top-notch recruiter and coach for Auburn University.
If you can recruit,
Zacchaeus Etheridge.
If you're an average coach, but you're a very good recruiter, you will always have a job.
You know what? A friend of mine told me that firsthand. A friend of mine interviewed at Alabama, and he had interviewed there before, And that's exactly what he said. You know, if you can recruit, they really hire you as a recruiter first.
Yeah. They think coaches are a dime a dozen.
Yeah, coaches can teach you how to line up straight. And
the techniques are the same. A high school coach teaches the same thing.
Exactly right. And of course, you know, that information.
Zach's really an amazing story too. You know, he broke his neck.
Oh yeah, as a player.
He came back and was a captain on the national championship team with Cam Newton.
And actually play. You talk about taking a serious injury, and he really, I think, was given bad advice because he shouldn't have been playing with that neck like that, but he did, and he has reaped benefits at Auburn University.
He sure has.
Yeah, I think you'll see him be an Auburn lifer. I think he's, you know, probably going to be there throughout the rest of his career. The only thing he probably would maybe do is maybe want to become a head coach somewhere.
I'll tell you something mind-boggling. And this kid now played high school football here, not 3 or 4 years ago, or 5 or 6 years ago.
No, you're thinking about McBride.
No, but what would you say? All right, would you say that Zach's been here, 10 years?
Zach Epridge was on the 2010 national championship team at Auburn.
So he was a senior on that team, so he would have come to Auburn about 2006.
Yeah. Well, do you know? Guess this. He would be online to be a head way things go.
Yeah.
He could be online to be a head football coach at numerous colleges across the country.
He could.
So that's how fast he has grown as a football coach.
Well, what's the coach, the Ohio State quarterback coach?
Yeah.
From Troy.
Named his son
Corey Dennis.
Corey Dennis. You know, I bet Corey Dennis was real close to this Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback that just had died.
Yeah,
that was sad. Yeah.
Still trying to figure out why in the world he was trying to get across the interstate. That's always a dangerous situation to even think about doing.
Yeah, and you're right.
Got hit by a dump truck.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that was sad. And of course, he was a great second-string quarterback at Pittsburgh. You know, the Steelers.
Yeah, he was a first-round pick. I mean, he lost the job. He was the starting quarterback for the Redskins. Got released by the Redskins, picked up by Pittsburgh. But 25 years old. That was sad to see.
It sure was. And but talking about our
Haskins was his name.
you know, talking about the young offensive coordinator at Ohio State, he named his son.
He's not the coordinator. He's a quarterback coach.
Yeah, quarterback coach.
The actual head coach is the play caller.
But man, he has had some tremendous quarterbacks.
But
the guy he's got right now is going to be a Heisman. Finished second, I think, in the Heisman Trophy last year.
Do you know? Can you believe this? He would be considered as a head coach at some, I would say, 1AA school at least already. He'll be
unless something happens to him, he will be a head coach by the time he's 35.
And there's so many of you know who we're talking.
I will say his father-in-law, stock has gone down tremendously after what happened to him at Jacksonville. But that name and the connections through his father-in-law will definitely help him land a head coaching job, I think, for sure.
And his father-in-law is
Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer. We've talked about it many times. The vacuum cleaner salesman. Well, I'll tell you another thing I like about this young coach. He named his first son Troy. And I hope that I would think that he's been in my swimming pool I don't know how many times, and he
he was a really good athlete at Troy. Games with you. I mean, he could really run. But when he went to Georgia Tech, you try to play wide receiver. I think they put him in a few times at quarterback, run a few trick plays. But really didn't have a great career in college at Georgia Tech. But just amazing how I guess God works. He met Urban Meyer's daughter, who was a volleyball player, and they started dating, and the rest is history.
It's all about what God wants. There's no question about it. And wonderful, wonderful family, and
well, he
I'm
went
so
to
proud
Georgia
of
Tech.
him.
That is a prestigious school to get an athletic scholarship to Georgia Tech. It's like my friend Sam Drake went to Georgia Tech. Now he tried minor league baseball, but He got his degree
Yeah.
from Georgia Tech, which is
Exactly
worth
right.
a lot of money, and he's
Okay.
living in Atlanta today, capitalizing on it.
Selling stocks and bonds.
Mike Amos is on record that he thinks the varsity hot dog place next to Georgia Tech is awesome.
I don't think
Overrated,
it's big.
you say so.
I think it's way overrated. I'll take that chili dog down at Bird's Drug right now.
Mm-hmm.
Try the chili dog. Dog, it's wonderful, wonderful.
I agree.
It's one thing Troy never really had that I know of.
Put your hat on,
It's a real deal.
Jack.
It's a real deal hot
All
dog.
right, yeah, we're gonna give the award out. Let's, Mike. I don't know if we can get this hat on.
Well, I got so much brain
But-
matter that
but-
I got this big head.
Let's see if he can put this hat on. There we go.
So I got to stretch it out.
And just remember, this hat was located inside the premises of the.
That's right. Huh.
Yeah, fits perfect, Rice.
What do you think about that?
You do have a big old head, but you got it. It looks good
Thank
on
you, Will Matthews. Augusta National.
Dad, you can bring my visors to me this weekend.
I'll do that. And you've already paid for them too.
So I will always remember my Masters hat that I got the year that Scotty Scheffler won
That's
the
right.
Masters.
Exactly right. You'll probably stick it in your trophy case, won't you?
I'll wear this. I'll wear this as long as I'm.
I should have brought
still on the
mine
turf.
in, and I forgot. But
I had one that
I
my
like that yellow one.
you like the yellow one? I've got it.
Yeah, I like it.
I had
I've
one
got a
from
yellow.
my friend Charles Bradshaw went one year, and he got me one that it says 2005 Masters. It has
That's right.
the year, and it's khaki colored. And I like this one. That it's just
Mine
the
says
logo,
2022.
and it's classic white.
Yeah. Well, Rice, you look good with it, man, and everybody says that you.
And should I tell the truth, or should I say, oh yeah, I go to the Masters every year?
Yeah, sure. I was there. Sure, I saw.
What if I say, well, yeah, I'm a member.
I saw Scotty play. Well, but he is a great champion, isn't he?
Down here at the beach with all the Georgia folks down last week, I think every other person I saw had a Masters polo on or a Masters visor or cap on.
Yeah.
Everybody was wearing Masters.
I'll tell you some members of Augusta National that I know. Bill Battle's son that took over
That's
collegiate
right.
licensing. That was
Married a girl from Luverne.
That was a fraternity brother of mine briefly. He is
Yeah.
a member of Augusta
Yeah.
National. And
You know who?
I think Miller Gorey, either he or his children are members of Augusta. And he's married to a Troy girl.
And you know what? Johnny Green,
I
a
know
good friend of mine.
The guy that is over Coca-Cola United out of Birmingham. He's originally from Evergreen. He's
Yeah.
a
Oh
big-
yeah.
big
Joe.
man.
Joe. Oh boy, what's his name?
I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Yeah.
But I know he's a member. He used to talk to
Well,
me.
I'll tell you this.
I bet Nick Saban's a member one day.
Well,
if he's
I
not
know
already.
that
Nick Saban was there.
the old ball coach is a member. He's a member.
Nick Saban is real close friends with Justin Thomas.
Yeah.
So he was probably there.
The
for
old
both.
ball
All right,
coach.
guys, I'll call you on tomorrow.
And I hope you have a great day. The old ball coach was who?
Steve Spurrier.
Steve Spurrier. He
Steve.
was a member at. That was part of him signing to coach at South Carolina. Hope you've enjoyed our show, ladies
He's
and
a
gentlemen.
really good golfer too. He's just a great all-around athlete.
And these yuppie, I don't know why you would call them that way, but it's the truth. If you could go, not just anybody can go to the Masters, but we hope that you've enjoyed our show.
It's the toughest ticket in sports in the world.
It sure is. Have a good day.